Is freedom of assembly allowed in socialist societies? Imagine a city where everyone can gather freely to share ideas, protest, or celebrate. Now picture a different place where the government controls who can meet and when. The truth is, how freely people can assemble in socialist societies depends a lot on the type of socialism in place. In countries practicing democratic socialism, like Norway, Sweden, and Denmark, people usually have the right to gather peacefully. These nations have strong democratic institutions that protect individual rights, including the freedom to assemble. Citizens can organize protests, rallies, or meetings without fear of government punishment. These societies believe that allowing people to come together helps keep the government accountable and promotes open debate. But in socialist countries with an authoritarian approach, like the former Soviet Union, China, or Cuba, the story is different. These governments often limit civil liberties, including the right to assemble. They usually have one-party systems and tightly control public gatherings. If a group wants to protest or hold a rally, they might face restrictions or even outright bans. The state views large gatherings as potential threats to its power, so it keeps a close eye on who is meeting and what they are discussing. In practice, the ability to assemble in socialist societies varies widely. In places with strong state control, authorities might only allow gatherings that support the government's goals. Any assembly seen as critical or opposing the regime could be stopped or broken up. For example, in China, protests are often heavily regulated, and authorities quickly intervene if they think a gathering might challenge the ruling party. On the other hand, in countries with democratic socialist ideals, the right to assemble is usually protected by law. People can organize peaceful protests, union meetings, or community events without fear of repression. These societies tend to see civil liberties as essential for a healthy democracy, even within a socialist framework. Overall, whether freedom of assembly exists in socialist societies depends on how the government balances individual rights with the collective or state interests. Some systems prioritize personal freedoms and encourage open expression, while others restrict gatherings to maintain social order or political control. So, the answer is not simple. It really comes down to the specific political and economic structure of each socialist society.